everybody, and thank you for joining us once more on Uyoloconnects magazine. So today I have with me a very special artist. His name is Teeklef, and he is from Nigeria and also from the US. And would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
Hey guys, it's your boy Teeklef, one and only.
So thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Like most of the time when we do these things, it's really to bring back the culture and make people understand what other people like them, like artists and musicians and, go through in order to help them, bring themselves up and not feel like they're missing out on anything, because you can go through your own thing in life until somebody else who's gone through the same thing will tell you,
Yeah.
I've been through that, this is how you solve it. Until then you don't have anything to rely on. So that's why we do this, we do these interviews. So let's get it started from the start. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into music.
My name is Teeklef, the one and only. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so born and raised in Nigeria, moved out here to the US. I actually didn't start making music until I was here. So it was off of me dropping out of college, couldn't pay tuition anymore. The plan was, I'd go ahead, you can sing, you can play the keys, just make some music, send it out to the labels, they're gonna love it. They're gonna sign you to this 3 to 5 album deal. They give you a huge advance, you pay for medical school. Everybody's
that
good,
was the
right?
dream.
That was the plan. It's like, but it was while I was working on music that I was like, maybe this is what I should be doing with my life. It still took me a minute though. But that's how I started.
So you ended up wanting to do it long term rather than, because you wanted to be a doctor, right?
Yes, and music was just a way to pay tuition for me to go back and do that. But it was while I was making music, and at this point in time, like being a medical doctor was not my dream. That was my mother's dream for me.
Yeah.
And so it was while I was doing that I was like, well, maybe this is what I want to do. So.
I think it's very we need to celebrate more people who are supposed to do. You know how African parents are.
Yeah, that's
we need to celebrate more and make those people know that it's okay not to do what the community or whatever they said you should do. You can also tap into your creative side.
But it's a fight though. It's a real fight. It's a legit. I mean, how are you gonna? Some parents, they feel like it's a slap to their face. I mean, they've raised you to be this person, and then you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm not gonna be that. But I mean, I understand it. Like once you've tasted poverty, once you've tasted like hardships in life, you don't want that close to your children. So, I get it. I'm empathetic towards that, but part of me wishes that I was given the chance to do that.
So how do they feel now that you?
Oh, I mean, they're fine with it. I mean, it's not their choice anymore.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
So if there's any problem, it's
their problem.
Yeah,
I get what you mean.
But they're fine with it now.
Yeah.
So
okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So the fact that you do Afrobeat and R&B too, like tell me which genre is your favorite one? What's your preference?
I just grew up on all these musical influences. Like I started singing in the church. I mean, I grew up in Nigeria, so of course, like those were the records that were playing on the radio and all that. And then I grew up in boy bands like Backstreet Boys and Sync.
Yeah.
Westlife. I mean, you know these guys. So I mean, it was huge. Grew up on like '90s R&B, like early Usher, early Aaliyah, so yeah, man, like R. Kelly before the whole scandal. So I guess it was going on then. So, but yeah, I mean, these were people that I bumped. Of course, who were mentioning pop. It's like MJ, like even back to like Luther Vandross and stuff like that. So I grew up like it was this huge melting pot of musical influences. And so I don't see myself as one or the other. It's like asking Kanye West, is like, are you a rapper or like? I don't see myself as one or the other.
Yeah.
It's like, I just paint the picture. So that's how music is to me.
That's true. That's
so
definitely true. So far, how long have you been doing this roughly?
Professionally for the last 4 to 5 years.
4 or 5 years. So can you tell me the biggest challenges that you've encountered so far?
I mean, it's a fight, man. It's a fight for your dream, because this is not, I still had to work a 9 to 5 while I was doing music. It's like, no one is gonna, believe in you unless you believe in yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
So like people think, all they have to do is just find somebody to put up all this money for them. Like, if you're not putting up money for yourself, no one will want to invest in you.
If
You
you
gotta
don't put
invest in
yourself
yourself.
up there,
Yeah,
they're not gonna
yeah.
see.
No one is gonna, like people say, oh, I need a manager. Like you gotta give somebody something to manage. So
So how do you feel about the industry as a whole? Like, especially here in the U.S., do you feel like it supports artists and that when you get produced or you have a contract, are they there for your mental state too, or is it just about money, money, money in general? Like, would
yeah,
you be the popular pop artist
yeah.
like we see so much on TV? Is that you, or you have another dream that you're going after that speaks for yourself or whatever? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, the the music business. So it's the music business, and the music industry. Those are three different things.
Okay.
Right. So like the music business, it's set up as an actual business. It's like you going like what a record deal is literally a loan. Right. You take a loan from the record company, just a loan that you don't necessarily have to pay back. You can't pay back. They just own your masters. They own the product that they
Yeah.
do. And that's just what that is. So from the music business perspective, their job is to help, like exploit your masters. That's the recording, right? Exploit the recordings to make a profit, and then you guys split the back end. So it's not their job to worry about your mental health. See what it's not your
Yeah.
label's job to worry. That's your
I
that's
kind
your
of
psychiatric's
get
job.
that.
You see what I mean?
kinda-
But some labels that are more forward thinking, they understand that this is all part of the puzzle. So to protect their investment, they try to hire all these other people around them to kind of keep them sane. The road manager, tour manager, personal assistant, blah blah blah, like a financial advisor, all these roles. But really, it's not
Their
your
job to
label's
actually
job to do that.
look after you.
Like it's your job to protect your mental health. So first it starts with you, and then it trickles down to everybody else. So
Yeah. That's an
that's
interesting.
how I feel.
That's an
That's just how I
interesting
feel.
take.
You know,
It's an interesting take though, because I never actually looked at it that way.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's more like if the person can't deliver because of this and that
Yeah.
or whatever, like what can you guys do about it?
True.
But it might be the person's fault too, because
It-
they should be stronger.
go ahead.
It's kind of
No, a lot of
weird.
times you sign the contract. They
Yeah.
didn't put a gun to your
Yeah.
head, right? And in the contract there are variables, right? And if those variables or those terms don't work for you, you have no business
Yeah.
signing that contract. You see what I'm? So it's an agreement, and you have to keep up to your end of the bargain. And things happen, life happens. You have kids, you go through trauma. You lose people. Like things happen, but at the end of the day, sometimes some people make it to a point and they just get lazy. See what I mean? Like, so when you're starting out, you have nothing to lose, so you put everything, and then you make it to a point and you're like, well, I got this now. I have more girls, I have more this, and now I can spend more time doing all these things. And before you know it, the thing that got you there starts suffering. So 9 times out of 10, when you look deeper into these stories, it's more of a case of like people just being lazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me, you've told us about what inspired you when you were growing up. Who do you look up to now?
Musicians?
Yeah, musicians.
Most of the musicians I look up to are dead.
That's good.
I don't know. It's good for the families.
It's not good for the families, but it's a path
but
everybody
it is.
does.
It is.
Yeah,
It
so.
is. Everybody does. But people that are alive right now, of course, Drake. I think Drake has been the biggest
Influence.
North star for me over the last 7-8 years now.
So, as a prolific singer,
Take that as a compliment, by the way.
you are. You have, like you were saying before. So who do you see yourself working with in the future, whether it's here or in Nigeria?
In all honesty, that's a very interesting question because I'd always take a meeting, man.
Yeah.
So I would always take a meeting. It's like I would always respond to a DM. I would always do that. But 9 times out of 10, I go off of like how I vibe with the person.
True.
Because you can have this huge artist and like their whole attitude is bogus, man. Like, their whole the whole view of life and how they perceive people is just bogus, and I just don't want to be associated with that. I don't care how good the song is, because at the end of the day, you're associating your brand with that person, So these are the things, the intangibles. These are the things that I look for. These are the things that I worry about. Now, with that in mind, if Kanye West sends me a DM, best believe I'm flying out there. You see what I? So it's these are things that you weigh, you know. But yeah, that's just how I think about it. I think about it on a case per case basis. I haven't really singled anybody out. Drake sends me a DM. Of course, I'm taking that flight. But I just haven't really like made a list of oh yeah, I want to go. Like no.
You usually just be doing your own thing, and then when things come along, you see like.
Or when I have a song that I'm like, man, this person would be good for it, I reach out. So that's just how I take it.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. It's good to. That's how I would like to work too. If the vibe is not there, then I might have said I wanted to do it, but I don't feel like it anymore, so I'm not gonna do it. And that's a good way to look at things in general. So congratulations on Way Down.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So do you have the videos coming out soon?
No, we actually didn't shoot a video for that.
You're not gonna shoot it?
It's funny because Way Down is like what the fourth single, but it's like the lead single for my album coming out. It's called I Already Won, and I didn't shoot any video for the album. Like I just put out. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're good. It's fine.
I just put out all the songs and gave every single record the same attention, and I let the market decide.
I really like the way
because like the lyric video.
The lyric video.
The lyric video. That's dope. So like that's pretty much my whole attitude. It's like I don't know, in as much as I make the record and I think, oh my God, this is gonna be a great song and blah blah blah, the fans may not like it. So I let them decide what videos I shoot or how I process.
Okay, we want the Way Down video. How else can I put this?
Hey man, now you're putting it in the right terms.
I tried.
But it's like, when is this video coming out? I don't know. We're talking with my team. It might come out after the album drops. We're not sure, but I actually do have a new single coming out.
What is it called?
It's called Change Your Life.
Change Your Life.
So, that's more R&B-esque.
So I had a question about touring, but right now I don't know how relevant it is because of COVID.
Yeah.
I feel like things are getting worse. So do you have any public appearances coming up right now?
No, yes, in Nigeria I did.
Yeah, you did.
I did, but like here it's it's just different. It's different when I'm back here, because my main priority here is my daughter, so like I just make sure she's cool. Of course my mom is here, my brother is here, his family. I just spend more time with my family here. So that's my main priority. And when I make music and just, attend whatever I can attend, if I have to. But when I'm out there in Nigeria, it's, like the demand is a lot higher, so. The public appearances, I don't have any here yet. So just because I don't know, it's I'm just a little bit more weary here in
it's a little bit more stressful.
Than I am in Nigeria. All just because, it just has to be like an opportunity that I haven't done before. Like a lot of the things that go on in the city, like I've been there, done that. So
that's how I feel too. It's a little too noisy. It's nothing new, really.
It's more monotonous, and I just try to pick and choose.
So, your art is very well woven into the community here, the Black community. I've seen what's the song? It's called "Prayer for Black American."
I'd say it transcends the Black community.
That's true. It's about the people, right? Yes. But at the time where you put it out, it was like
it was about that song specifically about.
But I definitely get it that it's about the whole people in general. So, what's your feeling about what do you think about when you write songs for the community? What are you trying to bring? Because you've done like social things before, like works. So, how do you see the community now, and how would you? What's the impact that you would like to leave?
It's not nothing really changed per se. We just created more awareness, right? So like I feel like that's the catalyst. If more people are aware about how this thing makes a certain group feel, right? They might think it's like a husband and a wife. It's like these guys, they speak two different languages. So at some point, you guys have to start finding middle ground. It's like, okay, well, when you say this is how it makes me feel, and when you do this is how it makes me feel. So I feel
So
like
it's all communicating.
exactly, and so we created awareness, and it's like, yo, like this is how we feel, like because be you African American, like in the eyes of every other race, like you're black. Before you open your mouth, you're black first. You see what I mean? So it's about all of us, right? And it's like, hey, this is how we're perceived. We are more than this. We're more than this. And with me having a daughter that lives in America, I mean, prior to me having her, I mean, I have my views, very opinionated, but I try not to choke people on my views.
Impose.
You see, if you ask me, I'll tell you, right? But I don't try to impose my views on people. But after the George Floyd thing happened, I just I could not hold it back. So I just felt like my brother got murdered on television. And it's like, so
We need to wake up, kind of thing.
yeah, it's
Both
like,
parties
cool.
need to wake
everybody
up.
needs to wake up. This is not cool at all. So.
So, is there anything else you'd like to add to this interview? You need to drop us one more time. Can you say the name of your album coming out?
So the name of the album is called I Already Won. It's dropping.
I Already
Won.
Won.
I
Okay.
Already Won. It's dropping here in a few months.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean.
Any collabs coming up on that?
No. The whole album was about me. So my previous album was called Room 2027. So it was just talking about like a hard point in my life, and I Already Won is just is the next step in which, if I made it out through that situation, then I already won. It's like if 5 people listen to it, 50
Makes
people
sense.
listen to it, I already won. If I sell 5 million copies or 2 copies, I already won. It's more like a mind state than it is like. So I was writing all these songs and I just put like 9 bangers together and just
Okay, can't wait to hear the rest of those.
Absolutely.
So, where can we hear more of your music, and how can people contact you? I mean, already Instagram, of course. You already said that you're open to all inquiries and stuff like that.
Absolutely. But everything Teeklef, that's Teeklef, Teeklef. Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube. And then if you want to email me, of course, you can email. There's an email link in my Instagram bio, but I'll just say pergo@teamwork.net. So.
All right, that's great. Thank you so much for meeting with us. It was an honor, and I really know, and I hope and I know that people are going to enjoy this interaction.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun.
No, thank you very much.
Dance.